Hello, this is discussion number 12, reflection of leadership in educational technology and instructional design. Um, Something I felt that was really important in this particular class is that we looked at technology we looked at technology from a coach's view rather than from a principal's view or a teacher's view. Something that I thought was also really important is that we looked at the technology budget from a district perspective. I certainly never thought about that, nor has it ever been discussed with other teachers, nor had I even thought or even honestly even cared about discussing it with other teachers. But it certainly opened up my eyes from a different point of view to think about budget and how much it really costs and how much we sometimes as teachers take for granted what's available to us and how much our districts actually spend on technology and the likes of how we use technology. And it was interesting just talking about it with other teachers because they certainly had never thought about it unless they have their technology endorsement. So it was good to think about it and good to reflect on it because I certainly would have never thought about doing it until now. Another thing that I thought was important is that we had to think about technology from a coach's or a district perspective rather than a teacher perspective. It's certainly different. Looking at it from a professional development perspective was also different because I've always been on the teacher side, never on a coach's side or a leader side or a principal side. So to think about having to teach a professional development lesson or session and how are we going to hold teachers accountable? How are we going to know that they use it or they walk away with something that they're going to use is an interesting take from my point of view. But it was good to be on the coach's side or a leader's side to think about professional development because again I probably never would have if it hadn't been for this class or my expectations to think about it were there. Also I thought about we had to think about professional development also in our text it was really good to look at the 3 connected learning communities side by side. We had to look at the professional learning community, personal learning network, and communities of practice. It was good to look at those side by side and kind of have a better understanding of what the three different communities are and how they're used and how we're expected to look at them. And that was in our textbook in, I believe, chapter 9, Defining the Connected Educator. I was also happy to get on EduBlog and explore it a little bit. I'd done a lot of reading about it, heard about it, but I'd never used it or even played with it. So it was good to know how you could use it, get on and explore and use it a little bit on their website. I'm not so sure I would continue using it at this point. Maybe down the line or maybe in the future I would certainly use it. However, I explored kidblog.org, which I am going to use this year and explore it more for my students and have them use it for Genius Hour and passion projects this year for their blogs and to reach a broader community as opposed to just our small community with the classroom, have them reach out to a bigger network. And I think that'll be interesting to see how that works. Just want to say thanks for a great class. The last 3 classes have been great, Tony. Thanks for your patience and your kindness. And I hope you have a great coming school year. And I'm also looking forward to implementing a lot of the new things that I have done in the last 3 classes especially this one, implementing some new things that I've learned into my classroom this year. Thanks.